Hey, hi, howdy, how goes it? I'm realizing that I'm gonna need to invest in one of those cameras that like follow you around for when I'm up here. But chaos of being sick and not feeling great over this last week, combined with like just everything else that's been going on this past month. Um, we spent most of Sunday cleaning, and or at least trying to get the kids to clean. Slash, I didn't sleep very well. So we focused on areas that weren't the sink and dishes and whatnot. Yeah, fruit snacks for breakfast. Hey, good morning, Stephen. How goes it? Deny everything. Deny. What are you denying? What are you denying? So Chris isn't going to join us today. This is going to be kind of like our old school stuff. We're getting back into the swing of things. I ate way too late last night, so I shouldn't be eating right now. I should be eating in a couple hours, but that's all right. We're gonna go ahead and make some breakfast now. I got some stuff over here for breakfast. I got some hash browns, which in a moment I'll toss in the oven. I've got a pepper. I got some mushrooms. I got some cheese. I got some thick sliced ham, and I've got some breakfast sausage patties. Good too. The only reason we went to Walmart is because we needed gas, and we go to Sam's Club or Costco, one of those two for our gas. I would love to get an EV, but I am about $4,000 short of that, and I'm still trying to get the whole funeral stuff settled. Now, would you guys like an update on that though? Because I can give you one. I can give one here, and I'll probably make one as soon as the money clears in the bank, because it hasn't officially cleared. Nothing's like officially taken care of. This is just me. I've done the math, and as soon as the check clears, this is what the math will look like. Hopefully. You have tons of corn here. Nice. That all goes together in an air fryer. It's not gonna go in the air fryer. The air fryer is fucking buried, and that's not something I feel like doing. I didn't get any sleep last night either. Need has too. I feel like I should get an EV soon. Just concerned about charging locally. So Levi, as far as charging locally, if you get something that can go like the 300-mile range, 250, 300-mile range, and keep track of that, you should be able to charge at your house wherever you're at. And a lot of libraries nowadays have like local charging stations. I don't know where you're exactly located, and do not say here. Remember, we told you not to. I said I don't remember, because I think Levi has told me. I think I've mailed him stuff, but I don't remember offhand. So I'm going to be making omelets is what I'm going to be making. I know that looks weird, but I'm going to be making omelets. I'm going to have a piece of ham on the side, but I'm going to actually use one of the pieces, or about half of it, probably. So I'll probably eat the other half. So I'll cut half of it into diced. I'll cut the pepper, dice the pepper, dice some mushrooms, and I'll probably grab an onion and dice it. I'll saute all that up, set it to the side. And the reason why I want to saute it up is because the egg's going to cook fast for the omelet I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be using the oven for the omelet. By the way, did you guys know that Stream Elements is going to go away? It's the only bot that works too. I'm going to have to go through and find a different bot that works that I can connect, or pay somebody to make one that can connect to everywhere it needs to connect to. It's you want to join? Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be good. Adam, I am tired, but I'm doing much better. So, did we get a yes, no on? Do you guys want that update on the whole Uncle Robin GoFundMe situation? Which I don't know if we've had any new donations over there, but I should probably check that too. I'm also kind of waiting on my phone to charge a little bit more. Besides the new case, I also got a new thingy. It's a magnetic pop socket, because I'm disabled, and holding this sucks. While we're waiting on that to log in. Making one would be expensive. There are much better ones available off the shelf. Yeah, I've seen some of them. Yeah. Updates are a go. Okay, so once the check clears, we should have, as of today, be in the black, in the clear. Now, once the check clears and I make the payment, we'll have equaled out, because that check, combined with everything else, with all the donations and everything, once I did everything, I was like, okay, because the check is like $1,300, and then they gave me a $500 discount. Now, between those two, I'm cleared out. Like, it's even Steven. I didn't make any money, but I didn't lose any money. At least that's the hope. I've got to wait for the check to clear, make the payment, and kind of go from there. Hey, William Quinton, how goes it? Man, I haven't seen you in a while. You missed a lot. I had to do a GoFundMe. I don't know if you wound up seeing that one. I had to do another GoFundMe because of my uncle passing. We're good now. So hopefully I'll be able to shut that down. And then the next big thing that I have to worry about is my medical bills, vet bills, and getting an EV. And honestly, EV is probably right there, right next to the medical bills. You're even Stevens. I'm on balance, Stevens. I fucking hate needing to buy a new vehicle, but we got to buy it outright. We can't do a loan. And if it is a loan, it has to be like a very small one, like a 3,000-4,000 at most. Newer to the page, but you guys' content is amazing. It's hilarious. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I've been tied up, bro. I haven't been online much these last couple months. Had some health issues. I know what that's like. We had, I don't have the picture up here. I have his picture. By the way, if you guys ever wonder where this comes from, that's Sonoma Publishing. That's this guy right here. They're the ones who produced this comic. I think it's really cool that I just have a samurai squirrel in my kitchen. Always better to buy outright in the long run. Yeah, if possible. The problem is that we need something that goes over 100 miles at minimum. And all those are getting up there in price, especially right now. So I'll be sending you guys some new hotness this year too. That's awesome. There was supposed to be a Kickstarter that you're running. Oh, and another update is, while it's not a paid gig, there is a good chance that FlashForge 3D printing is going. They sent us a message. It's legitimate. And it looks like I'm going to get a new 3D printer, the Creator 5, which will be nice, because what I'll do is if that happens, I'll sell my smaller printer, my smaller color printer setup. I'll sell that one, take that money, and put it towards the EV. I want an EV, but I have to get an electrician hook up the charger station. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. It depends on the EV that you get and how long you can have the car sit without needing to use it. So if you know that the car is going to can sit for a solid 8 hours. Nerd, not need. Oh, comic nerd yourself and find all your content. Okay. If you know it can sit for a solid 8 hours, and we're going to get into making breakfast here in a bit. I'm at 93%, so we'll be able to do it here after this conversation. You can trickle charge off of a normal outlet. You only need a charger unit for faster charging. You don't have a 110 outlet? It can't handle a 110? A 220 I get, but 110, like my garage can handle that, and that notoriously has issues. I'm lucky I can run what I can. I turn on the air conditioner in there. If I can have my computer running and I can have the air conditioner running, and if I have anything else kick on that's on that breaker, because there's other stuff on that breaker, anything else kicks on that's not supposed to be on. Like my kiddos plugged something in last year at one time, and it kicked the breaker off. I'm like, God damn it. The breaker will also kick just like if my computer pulls too much power too. That's another thing. So like one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of my heavy editing during the summertime downstairs with the air conditioner on during the day is because I kicked the breaker. And I was like, ugh. Oh, your garage can't even handle the air conditioner. Oh, well, yeah, you'll need to do that. That might be true. I don't know how true that is, but if that's true, then yeah. But again, it's like 8 to 12 hours of needing to sit there to get to like the 80% that's recommended to charge them to. Okay, I'm going to get into the phone. We're going to move locations. Look at the tiny little sword that I got too for opening mail. I keep stabbing myself with it. Not on purpose. All right, this is really cool. I can technically just do that. Mind you, it still fits that way and still works. But this is just a little bit nicer and a lot stronger. So we're going to clean the camera off. I've been going on for a bit. How's the 4 Horsemen video going? It's not. It's been set to the side. Short of you doing a cameo, that video is not going to happen right now. If you guys are waiting on specific videos, short of a cameo, they're not happening. Stitch is the same way right now, unless somebody wants to pay me to focus on that. That's not happening right now. I want to do part 5, I do, but I don't have the wherewithal to do that and get back into everything else that we're doing. Especially because we're taking off and we are effectively needing to do a video every single day, and that's a bit exhausting on top of everything else I try to juggle. I'm about to make the eggs and whatnot.
Oh, I thought you already did.
No, not yet.
It sounded like you were already talking to people.
Yeah, I'm talking to people, but I haven't made things yet because I was working on that, and then I was waiting on my phone to charge. Yeah, I'm on stream right now. Do you want eggs, or do you think you can handle eggs? Eggs or you want poached or you want scrambled? Poached. Okay. I'll cook your eggs first then. Do you want the hash brown? The hash browns will take like 20 minutes, but the toast will take like 5. Okay.
You know.
There we go. My bad. I forgot to mute the computer. All right. So we are up and running. I've got a fair amount of stuff to do. We're going to cook up my spouse's egg first, which means we're going to wash a small pan. This one's mostly clean, which is why I'm going to be washing it. We're going to put you over here to start the day off. Levi, if you had domain expansion, what would it be? Clean. just everything gets clean right off the bat. Domain expansion. Clean. So, walk away. Get used every day. Am I in timeout? No, you're not in timeout anymore. That's how I say anymore. 8 was in timeout. This is so everyone knows. One of the things I do not care for is being blasted with the same question over and over and over again, or bombarding things in general. And the last time you were on here, 8, it wound up happening. Everyone was really excited. A lot was going on, and you wound up blasting like the same thing like 4 times in a row. And so I was like, I'm done. If you're new, you get more warnings. 8 is not new. They are a average streamer, returning one of the OGs. And so I don't like doing it to the OGs. I really don't. but I did not have the bandwidth to keep answering and keep doing that constantly. What would Napa or John's domain expansion be? I don't know. That's sorry you didn't realize it. No, it's okay. It's one of those things where Chris was on. We were really busy. I didn't have the bandwidth to take care of the situation the way I normally would. We got this is a bit dirtier than what I'd like, but that's okay. I've been working on getting this all cleaned up. And before I can cook, I've got to clean up the counter a little bit and clean up a cutting board, and then I can cut everything, get everything set up. But I don't want my spouse waiting. And we also have to clean this out and put new foil underneath there at minimum. I would love to clean up the whole thing, but I do not feel like doing that right now. 2 eggs. I realize that this is a cat bowl. I'd like to point out this is a very clean cat bowl. In fact, it's cleaner than an egg. I don't. 8th. I try not to assume gender, so thank you. If at any point in time for anyone here, I ever misgender you, it's not on purpose. If you told me your gender or your preferred pronoun, and I fucked it up, and it's just me fucking it up. It's not me being hostile or anything like that. So that's warming up. We're going to do a tiny bit of pepper. Just a little bit of pepper. You guys notice I didn't grind the pepper. That's because my spouse is allergic to pepper. So, well, I'm not allergic to it so much as they don't like it. Causes them stomach problems. And we went from nasty to mostly clean on the bottom. Like I said, I need to give it a proper wash. For now, we're just going to put some loosely down just to protect it for a day or so while I catch up on all the other cleans. I am the least worried about cleaning this. It does need a good cleaning. All right. So we have a couple of clean pans here. I'm going to use this one for the hash browns. We're going to get the hash browns going. I'm going to turn that to about a 375. I'm going to pop on this baking tray 4 hash browns. Kind of willy-nilly. That's been cooking more than long enough. Or warming more than long enough. We're going to do 2 things. Hey, thank you for the donation, Jeremy. I'll read your thing in just a moment here. Show you guys something. You get the whole area, and then you can kind of maneuver it in the middle. Get the yolks right in the middle where you want them. Now, mind you, I should have put oil on that, but my spouse likes poached eggs. So, and honestly, it doesn't matter much. I'm going to put enough water in there to drown I'm not going to continue that joke. What the fuck happened to my lid? Or fuck? Ah. Why do you guys put the lids into places where the lids don't belong? I've shown people where the lids go, and they weren't putting the lids where they belong. For the overlords, for the feline overlords, for those who don't know, $25 in donations to the channel, and I turn off the ads on YouTube. I can't turn them off on Twitch. I apologize. Full dose of Builder's Burn. Builder's bum today. I'm trying to lose weight. Exercising more. I'm doing things. Also, don't forget to like. Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe. We need to. Let's move that out of the way. Now, I don't need to wash a plate. I'm going to go ahead and wash this plate to get it out of the way. So it's not too dirty. I'll probably wash my fork in a minute. I don't want this to get going in there like that. Hot motherfucker. I think I might have overcooked the eggs on accident. No, but it looks like I did. Yeah, one of them got overcooked. Fuck. Hey, sweetie! One of them came out perfect. One of them looks like the yolk. Yeah, one of them came out perfect. One of them, the yolk decided it wanted to cook faster for some reason. So that's, I don't know why. They got put on at the exact same time. I think the other one side might be too hot. You give me about a minute or so, and I'll have your toast here. Just need the bread. Pour myself a dip for a second. Sure there's no moldy. Real down.
I've been eating that.
You have?
Yeah.
Toast is on for you. I need to sweep the mess that got created real quick. Sometimes kids don't say that you didn't do your thing. By the way, say hi, I guess.
Huh? Stop looking at me, so. Levi.
The basket. Welcome. Jane's number one rule: always have at least a grenade with you. Not something you expect to see on a cooking show. Isn't that actually a cooking show? What do you not expect to see on a cooking show? A cooking show you're watching. I don't know about you, but any cooking show that's worth its salt is going to have everything that you don't want. And everything that you do. It depends on where the camera guy focuses. Great British Bake Off has some very awkward moments. I'm going to be making an omelet, like I said. So I want a larger pan. I don't feel like dealing with the whole skillet stuff. Move all these nasty things over here. What's up? It just. Made you too. I made you too. Motherfucker, I made you too. Ah.
But butter.
You need butter? We don't have any. That's a lie. We have butter. I just don't feel like doing it. All right. Let's get this clean to where I can at least use it to make some food. I got that oven going. And so the first thing I want to cut is that ham. The reason why I want to do that is I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to cut it up for the, I'm going to take half a piece and I'm going to cut it up for the omelet. And I'm going to take the other half and I'm going to put it on the same tray as our hash browns. That way, I don't have to focus on cooking that up in any shape, form, or way. Either somebody in the house is trying to use water, or our neighbors are trying to use water again. And since my spouse just sat down to eat, I doubt it's them. Also, I don't hear any water in the house, but I think I just heard somebody say, fuck. Alright. I keep using the wrong one. Normally, I would let my cutting board dry thoroughly. In this particular case, we're just going to take a paper towel to it. Yeah. I want the water pressure coming back randomly. Holy tank issues? No. We're on the same pipeline. So whenever they use water, it affects us. We're not supposed to be on the same line, though. They do like water jet stuff to cut because they're a thing. Check out the villain one with Loki. I have no idea what that is. All right. Whew, pardon. I don't know if Bigelow Kiwi is here, but looky. I just had to eat it night. I'm not too concerned about it. Today, we're going to try some probiotic soda that we picked up on the sheet. Which is, probably not a great thing, but whatever. I think I might have some juice. I do not. That's all right. We have a bunch of other things. We're going to work on that in a minute. For now, we've got this kiwi. Kind of consider myself Port Warforged in real life because of all metal. Most you're using paper towel on your cutting board. It has filling. That is supposed to be cola, but there's no dye, so it looks weird. I'm not going to do a lot because I don't know how this is going to taste. It smells like Coca-Cola. Public water. Not well. That is not horrible, but it's also not great. I'm not finishing it. I'm not finishing it. That's. I say not horrible, and then I make the face as if it is. Where is our? Okay. All right. Finally got to the ham. We're going to be using this because it's just been what I've been using. John, what could known as Baby Yaga. If you're not finishing it, then it's horrible. My spouse will finish it. I don't know why. Oh, you mean like because if I'm not finishing it, then it's bad. I've got here. I'm gonna drink that. It's when I say it's not horrible, I can at least finish what I poured. There are sodas like probiotic sodas out there that somebody's poured me a glass and like you should try this, and I'm like, okay, I'm not finishing that glass. They don't pour me a whole one; they just pour me enough to try. Or my kiddos will be like, hey, try this, and I'll take a sip, and I'll be like, you can have the rest. Are you sure? We bought it for you. We thought you'd like it. I don't like it. And I proceed to not finish it. There's not a whole lot of things I'll do that with either. It has to be pretty damn bad for me, who has almost died of starvation multiple times. Had a pretty close call with not having fluids for days. I say days because if I didn't get it for a minute much longer, I would have been dead. We still got a nice thick piece left. Still can't get my head around not having clear water. Something. Clear water from tap. I got clear water in my tap now. Give me a second. I'll just use yours. All right. Here's how this is going to go. Like I mentioned, I'm going to cut up my vegetables, what I'm going to use, and I'm going to saute that up first. All right. Then we'll cook up our egg and add that to it. And the reason I'm doing this is a couple of different reasons. Now, I could realistically make a coffee mug omelet. If you don't know what that is, you take a couple eggs, you put them in a coffee cup, you whisk them up real quick, you add all your stuff, and you microwave it. I could do that. I'm not going to. I've got everything set up. We're gonna cook it proper. Now we're gonna put our heat on about a 3, about a little bit more than low. So if you're on fire, it's about just a little bit more than a low. Still kind of a low, but just about one notch above it. I'm gonna cook up 4 of these breakfast patties. You don't like these? You don't like breakfast patties? Could a villain make you breakfast? Who would it be? There's a lot of villains that are surprisingly good at cooking. Narrow it down for me. Like, give me an IP, like DC, Marvel. Give it to me a little bit more. Books. Be from. You apparently didn't watch that properly. If you think that he's the villain, You did not get the right lesson from that movie. And Deanna, I don't know why, but Hero villains, but Hero Sanji. I'd love to have several villains cook for me too. Marvel. Doom. Wait, right? Doom? Marvel? Yeah. Specifically from the Fantastic Four movies. He was able to cook. He was able to cook really well. At least they made him look like he could cook. Gordon Ramsay, Vandal Savage, he's immortal. He doesn't. He knows how to cook. He just doesn't know how to cook. Like he's forgotten more things than he remembers. Just not like that. I am not a fan of that. That's gonna go in here where it can't hurt anything. All right, we're gonna grab an onion. We're gonna dice that up. I did think about just buying some pre-diced stuff, but yeah. Cost-wise, would have been in favor of it if they had the one I was looking for, which would have had onion, peppers, and carrots and stuff like that. But they didn't have that. They had onion, celery, and carrots, and I was like, no. You're gonna get on my case for wasting that. I am well aware I could save it. I just don't have the room for it. By the way, if you want to make your own garlic powder, it's super easy. Take some of your onion that you have, if you have an onion, all right, go grab an onion, peel it off, and get rid of the root, but keep the skin and keep that first layer. Dry that out. And I mean dry it out. Put it in the oven on 200 for about, an hour. Maybe 2. Keep an eye on it. You don't want to burn it. But dry it out. Once it's significantly and thoroughly dry, at 200 degrees, it should be dry within an hour. But sometimes, depending on how much you have, if you have more than one. Now, once you have that significantly dry, put it in a blender, blend it up, boom, onion powder. I don't know who used the plastic wrap last, but there was a bunch left over, and I'm just going to use that to wrap up my other half of an onion here. We're going to put that with the beef. I realize that that's a lot of onion to have with this. That is because I'm lazy, and I don't feel like I wasn't paying attention. I don't feel like putting that away, so that's just going to get cooked with the rest of it. All right, onion. We need our bell pepper. Our little patties are cooking right now, and they're perfect for what I need them for. I have an onion powder, but not raw onions. Yeah. If you do pick up raw onions, it's one of the ways you can make onion powder. You can also make some really good vegetable stock with that. Now, for the green onion or bell pepper, some of it's going to get sauteed, some of it is not. And the reason for that is because I want some crunch. So I'm going to saute. Pull that out. You can take your pith out. Go ahead and flatten it on the cutting board. And if you remove the pith, you'll remove any of the sour. Most people complain about how sour it winds up tasting. That's from the pith. That's that white stuff. I didn't get a perfect little thing, and I don't really care. It was food for me, not food for a bunch of other people. You guys have seen a couple times where I go all out, but not very often. One, it's just the cost. If you're somebody going, hey, I want to see you what you can make. Here's like $150 to make a single meal. What's that? I will take that $150 and spend about 80 of it on the meal, on just one meal. And you'll be like, why didn't you spend the whole amount? And I'll be like, because I'm frugal. And I know what I'm doing. This will be plenty. Why 150? Because you're going to pay for the rest of my groceries and my time. All right. I'm going to use this whole green onion too. I'm not going to put any of it away. I'm going to use the whole thing. So we got this whole green onion. We've got all our stuff except our mushrooms. And I'm only going to use a couple of those today. If I can get it up. I would never trust anything it made. I assume Joker would make good pies. Cost of labor? Yeah. Yes, there. Cost of labor. And that's technically underpaying myself. Now, if somebody had a specific dish they wanted me to cook, that'd be a different story. Then I'd be like, well, let's see what the ingredients cost in my area to get that dish. But if you just want me to make something super fancy, I'll just buy enough for me and my spouse. / if all the kids want something, then that gets a bit more expensive. But hopefully they won't be too picky. The reason why it gets more expensive is because it gets harder to cook for the kiddos. What's that big? Let's cut that in half. I do apologize whenever I'm cutting. I don't really focus on you guys. That is because, I don't want to cut myself. What's your favorite type of non-stick cookware? Stainless steel or cast iron. I'm okay with either one of those. I've tried so many different types of pans. I have a set of pans now that I really don't like because they're crap already. I've only had them for about a year. I'll tell you one thing though: stainless steel, perfect every time. As long as you add the oil beforehand, or you properly season it in general, you can make anything non-stick. Do I take the time to do so? No. Have I? Yeah. I've made my cast iron and my stainless steel non-stick, and the moment I put something acidic in there, I fucked it up. But I have done it. And it's not too hard on the cast iron. Cast iron is relatively easy. On the stainless steel, the moment you get rid of that coating, it can be kind of a pain in the ass to build it back up. But it's essentially the same process. All right. That's good, that's good, that's good. I don't want to deal with heartburn, so I'm not going to have pepperoni. We got that. Do I not have butter? Butter is here. I feel like butter got put away somewhere in there. And I don't feel like dealing with that. So, it did not. Butter got put back in the freezer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's whatever. Now, the benefit of sauteing these two and having a plate is that these are going to go on my plate. Not a big deal. I'm going to saute them real quick for a little bit with a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. A little bit of garlic. You know what? Since I have it, it needs to be used up. I'm also going to grab. I have some spreadable cheese. It'll go great. Some herb spreadable cheese. It'll go great inside of the omelet. We're gonna put that in the omelet when it goes to cook. But we'll do that in a minute. I'm gonna get a spoon. Right, I need to wash. Spoon. Set that there. Put garlic. Gonna go grab. Set these to the side. The sausages are still kind of finishing up because I screwed up on the heat. All right. You know, the benefit of frozen butters is I can sit there with it and just melt how much I need. Put the garlic in first. Veggies next. Great thing about that ham, it's already cooked. Salt, pepper, bit of smoked paprika. Salt, pepper, bit of smoked paprika. For those who may know. I like a little bit of kick. Anyone that's afraid of MSG, turn away now. A little bit. I can get to know. That should be afraid of it too. Normally I would be using oil, but I keep forgetting to fill my sesame oil. It's going to be a little bit on the salty side. That's all right. All right. These are getting done relatively quick, so we're going to pull them off. I'm not too concerned about them. I'll put them back on the heat later. I do love French toast. That's a little bit of vinegar oil, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I spritz a lime because I haven't need to use it. Now that heat, like I said, isn't too high. We're now at a 4, so that's what I put it at. And now, I'll let that sit for a moment. We're going to do the eggs, get those prepped and ready. I'm going to be adding a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper to the eggs. And if I have one open, I'll add a bit of ginger to it as well. I have a ginger open. I found out my oldest, ooh, scared you. Hi, Irving. My oldest has friends in like where is that? Not Israel. Not let's see. God, can't think of it. Or it's not Taiwan. Kind of in that area, but I think it starts with an I. I might be off my rocker. I'm tired. I'll probably have to confirm. But the joke was that apparently I have more spices in my cabinet than they have in theirs. And their friend was like, "Why do I feel white?" Indonesia. Thank you, Indonesia. Levi has it. It was Indonesia. And I'm just like, what? What do you mean? And like, you have more spices in there in your cabinet than they do. I'm like, were they at? Indonesia? And I'm like, because they said Indonesia. And I'm like, oh, they just told them I was chef. I had to go crazy if I didn't have a bunch of them. And then they're like, yeah, I did. So it was just a fun little thing. I know what Levi's trying to say. Now, as much as I would love to just sit here and let this saute even more, because I'm cooking it with the egg, I actually don't want to over saute my veggies. Because I just didn't want everything to have crunch. And I didn't feel like waiting for every little piece. Now, one of the things I'm also going to do, I'm going to switch spatulas, because this is a hard spatula, not a flexible spatula. Actually, I'm not going to switch. And the other one's just as hard. I don't have a flexible spatula right now. I think that's my downfall right now, is that I do not have a flexible spatula. So my omelet isn't going to look the best, and that's all right. All right, like I said, we're going to put some of this cream cheese in here. If I can get it out. Mix that in to the egg itself. I'm looking at 2 of these eggs and how much I have. I'm gonna need another egg. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it with 3 eggs. I'm not gonna be able to have any eggs for a few days. But it's all right. That's all right. That way I'm not cross-contaminating everything. I don't think these eggs are warm enough for it to do what I want it to do, but that's all right. If I had an emulsor or something like that, you see how these eggs are already starting to turn white? Right? The dairy in here will actually fluff these eggs up really nicely, especially if you mix it in beforehand. Mix it up enough, you'll fluff these eggs up really nicely. Add some more butter. I'm going to pour in my egg mixture. I'm going to let that sit for a second. I am not concerned with it. I've got that thoroughly taken care of. Let's check on our stuff here. Let's turn that oven off. Everything's looking the way I want it to. Again, the way I want it to. Cilantro, oregano might be something you might like if you switch the jalapenos with green pepper. You're making me want poached eggs. Poached eggs are super simple. You want to know how to do a microwave poached egg? Put a little water in your mug. Put a bottom bit of water. Crack your egg in there. Put a little bit more water. Put a paper towel on top or a piece of plastic. Put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Pull it out and enjoy. Add salt, pepper, and garlic and all that stuff. Right. We're going to add our vegetables. Right to the edge. Right to the edge. I'm going to leave some of them out to the bottom because I do not care. They'll all get eaten anyways. Now, move you guys. Poached eggs with milk. Put a piece of bread on top with cinnamon. It's delicious. I will admit, I have never had that. All right, come on. Up, 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 up. Whack. Damn you. Got stuck. Up, 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 up. I gotta let the heat do its job. Milo Murphy of Milo Murphy's Law should be on the do not hunt for reasons of being Milo Murphy's Law. You bitch. This is why you need a flexible, and you need to make sure your pan is thoroughly, because I've got breakage happening on my omelet. Shit. Because I got stickage when I'm not supposed to have stickage. You bitch. Fine, you win. You're just gonna be a mess. Whatever. I had a couple spots that decided that didn't want to obey the butter. This is why I like using oil more. Went up with more of a scrambled egg mix than an omelet. That's all right. We're gonna fix that in a minute. Okay. Later, Levi. Glad you're back. Take care of yourself. I can already picture Yauchas getting hit left and right trying to hunt Milo because of Murphy's Law. The problem is Milo Murphy versus the Predators. You can hear it, can't you? You can hear the issue? With farm fresh eggs? Oh, yeah. That would be good. I'm not going to butcher the pronunciation of that. Or of me trying to say that. This is a pretty big breakfast, but it's also going to be my lunch. And last well into dinner. Actually, I'm not going to put that back in the oven because I'm going to forget about it if I put it in the oven. All right. Now our eggs have sat for a little while. And now we've got Eggos with cheese. said it broke on me, right? That's all right. I'm going to flip it all. How you wish. I'm going to flip that egg upside down with all that cheese. And then I'm going to put more cheese on top of it here. Yeah, it's brunch. Should I put everything in the door? No. Am I going to? Yes. I'll clean it up here in about 20 minutes or so. I'll open that thing up and I'll be like, oh, that's got to be cleaned. There. Now I've got some bell peppers. A little bit of ketchup. Apparently, I said a little bit of ketchup. I mean, the rest of the ketchup. What's up? Oh, yeah. That's very hot. That's very, very hot. Here you go. Awesome. Okay. Told you guys it wouldn't go to waste. Here you go. You're not like it. It's not the worst I've had. It's not very good either. All right. Now, I realize I shouldn't be drinking soda, but it is diet / probiotic for that little bit that's left. So our omelet failed, unfortunately. That's all right. Came out more like scrambled eggs mixed with everything else. Basically came out like hash. It's all right. It's all right. Now I'm gonna fix that. I don't need to. I have some key pie. Yeah. Sweet mayo. I'm gonna add a little bit of that. And then I'm gonna add some balsamic glaze. Well, and it may not look like the breakfast of champions to most people, especially because I was kind of in a rush and I want to burn in some stuff. Oh, but I'll tell you what, it is going to taste good. It's going to taste real good. I'm going to fix my hair a little bit here so you guys don't have to stare at the everywhere. We've got some ice. I can have some ice water. Oh, fuck this. I don't want my hat on. If you had to Poppy isn't bad. I like the apple probiotic of Poppy. Oh, those eggs are fucking good. Sorry. The entire thing's good. That is so good. Oh my God. And then because I have the hash brown, right? So again, and for the record, this isn't burnt. It is. But, okay. Apparently, it wasn't burnt enough. I like it when it tastes like bacon. I don't eat it like that all the time. But I got my kiddo hooked on like overcooking these to get a specific taste and texture. Unfortunately for me, it's the only way he'll eat them now. It's too thick to burn. It tastes really good though. And this is honey ham. So when you do this, when you start crisping the outside like this, it enhances that sweetness. If you do it right, there's not a burnt flavor. You like to render all the fat out, yeah. Everyone wish. Hold on. Happy birthday. Everyone wish. Just go. Happy birthday, Steven. I don't know if Steven's still in here. Steven's last comment that I see might have been India. Hash brown with it. Good. We got the sausage. With a little bit of hash brown. And a little bit of egg. Oh, I almost forgot. I got forgot the peppers that I didn't cook. The sausage, hash brown, egg mix now because the omelet fell apart, and the fresh bell pepper. I love it when the flavors combine correctly. Apple juice or orange juice would have gone great with this. Yeah, I did only in New York. Cook chef Simon gave it some thought. Only actual villain cook chef is Simon Pieman from Batman. I didn't have a flavor orgasm. It's good though. The only thing I'm disappointed in is like that paprika kind of got overpowered by everything else. Thing about it is the paprika probably made it so that things aren't too sweet. I just can't taste the paprika. There's not enough kick for me. I'd like a little bit more kick. I think all we did is kind of even it out. And you know it's good when you do the wiggle. Look on your face that otherwise. Oh well. It is good. It is very, very good. When I have the time, and I take the time, I sit down, I prep everything properly, I have the recipe out. I'm not trying to entertain people. Make some really good food. I use smoked paprika too. Some cayenne and cumin would have done wonders too. I can't find either of those in my. Well, I can find cumin, but cayenne. That one's been a bit hit and miss being able to find it. And we're going to have half glass of water, ice water particularly. Fill up a thing of water because this is not a simple like a week or two. Fill up a bowl of water. And if your egg floats, it's bad. If your egg sinks, it's good. If your egg kind of like goes to the side or whatever, or is standing up but sinking, it's about to go bad. So you have three types of things. If it sinks on its side, say this is the egg, top, bottom, right? If the egg sinks all the way down, you're good. If the egg sinks but kind of does this, it's standing up, it's about to go bad. If it's floating, it's bad. Best way to tell if your eggs are good or not. On average, though, best by date, you have about a week or so to eat them. If they are sinking, let's say this is my hand's the water, the bowl. If they do that, right, and they're standing up, they're about to go bad. You need to cook them. Never eat a floater. You will regret your life. Your life choices will come back to haunt you. This is very savory, and water does not cut the savory. You have some sweet notes of the sautéed vegetables, but it's still way too savory to eat without something to cut it. Don't get me wrong, it's good. Usually something like this you would have like with pancakes or something, and the sweet and the savory would balance each other out. Is that the show that has a pair of cats that, oh, I don't know, owned a what's it called? A dump, and wind up having like ex-military and creating a bunch of super high power weaponry in aircraft in order to take on the crime of their city. If you don't know, SWAT Cats recently did a Kickstarter to relaunch and possibly even get more cartoons. They have the licensing back, and they made a comic. So I've seen it. Oh, I'm gonna do this in a thing of vodka. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't support that guy. The reason why I'm saying not to support him, besides the fact that he apparently did some really nasty stuff, the reason why he said nasty stuff was because he wound up having an alcohol problem, and he still has it. The fact that the reason why he stopped his content was because of the problem. And then he went right back to it. Hopefully that's changed. Hopefully he's like stepped away from it. But the last time I saw him, he was right back at it. Not even posting old videos. He was just straight up doing new stuff with vodka, drinking the entire thing again. Get going to complain about all the other AI and self-driving cars because they don't know how to drive. Kit calling in and giving Mr. Feeney advice because it's the same voice actor, same actor. The actor who played in I can't remember the name. Boy something, but I can't remember. Boy's Life? Boy Next Door? Or something like that. Same one. Same actor. I'm spacing the damn name right now. Like, I can see it in my head, but I can't fucking, like, read it out loud for some reason. It could be the zero sleep. Boy Meets World. I was right. I was thinking that was the case, but for some reason I was second guessing myself. No, it's Boy Meets World. It's because of the I think the continuation of the Girl Meets World or something like that. You rarely, and I mean rarely, drink alcohol. Heck, I threw out my last bottle yesterday, so I wouldn't drink it today. By the way, Levi Markin, you're correct. Dogorai, no. Like, if he's making new content and still drinking the alcohol, he shouldn't be. Like, he had to stop because of his alcohol problem. At a certain point, you go, I shouldn't do this anymore. Mr. Feeney was a great character. Love Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney and Wilson from Home Improvement. Two very good characters. Yep. Tim the Two-Man Taylor. Say what you want about Tim Allen, but old school Tim Allen, before he became super famous and stuff like that and kind of an asshole, he was pretty cool. He kind of lived in the day, accepted people for who they were, kept out of politics. He's not bad, but at the same time, there's a few things that I'm like, At a certain point, ignorance is bliss. But ignorance can also be compliance, so I do have to be somewhat careful. That montage of epic side characters would be cool. Are they the side characters, though? Characters who give advice calling in to get advice would be a depressing series, because let's face it, Mr. Feeney would call in because of, like, one of the mass shootings that happened. Like, Boy Meets World, there was a couple times where Mr. Feeney just couldn't give advice. He didn't have advice to give because he himself was feeling in the feels. And I think that was important to see. Same thing for Wilson, when Wilson was just distraught and out of it. He had just got out of jail when he got the job on. Yeah, he did. He got out of jail when he got the job on Home Improvement. So that's another thing. Is like, he was pretty humbled. He was down there in Humble Lane, and now he's not he's a really good actor, human being wise, though. It's really hit and miss and kind of weird. On some ends, he supports things. On another, he supports really bad things. Like, how can you support mass genocide, but then go, I also support LGBTQI+? Do you not see the contradictory in that? I have a lot of contradictory beliefs as well, but damn. I know we don't do politics here. We're not doing politics. We're We're moving forward. Mr. Rogers. If I were to call anyone, if I would want to meet, if there was one person I could meet, it'd be Mr. Rogers or Ray Charles, the guy who was blind and pianist. But that's more because I want to go to his. I want to go to a concert. I don't actually want to meet him. I just want to go to a concert, which would be an entirely different thing. If you could go to one concert, any concert, whether they be dead or alive, what would it be? I'd go to Ray Charles concert. A lot of people would want to go to like old school. God, what was it? Not Stockton. Woodstock. I don't want to go to Woodstock. I want to go to that. I want to listen to Ray Charles play the piano. Person I would want to meet. Yeah. Mr. Rogers. Fred Rogers. Do no harm as thy will I would respect people and you don't care. Do you know that he updated the song to include everyone? Like before he passed away, he updated the song. Queen would be a pretty good one. Yeah. No, I don't want to go see Ozzy. I had a friend who went and saw Ozzy while he was still touring back in the day. He like broke his arm at the concert. And I was like, how'd you break your arm? His response was, it was an Ozzy Osbourne concert. And I'm like, that's not really a response. And I was like, yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Russ, I don't want to go to Woodstock. The fact that they had some of his old songs from when he had sang some lyrics for songs that he was working on, and they went back and released songs that he had sang practicing, but tightened them up, and with the new technology that was out, they were able to like get his voice and patchwork a couple songs together that he was working on and finishing them up. One is it's just fucking amazing if I'm remembering the right person. Two is just like the band members finishing those songs that he didn't get to finish had to be fucking heartbreaking for them. Alice Cooper, yeah. Meeting Bruce Lee would be pretty cool. He was kind of a dick, but like it would be still cool to meet him. Because like to his fans, to be specific, when I said he's a dick, to his fans, he gave you every ounce of time that he could. He would walk up to you, he would say hi to you. He would like if you ask him questions about like how to get in better health and stuff like that, he treated you like gold because he knew that without the fans, he wouldn't be where he was. Now, on set, it is like universally known that on set he was an absolute nightmare. But outside of that, he was an okay guy. I need to slow down. I've already eaten quite a bit. I don't know how much more I can eat. This is why I didn't want 3 eggs. I just simply cut too much vegetables. But I also don't really want to have leftovers either. Like, I still feel hungry. I just need to, like, slow down and let things kind of digest and go through and take meds. Take medicine. If you haven't, well, we're already eating. We've been eating. Have you eaten? Have you hydrated? Have you taken your meds? Remember your breath. Air, not egg. Plus, I'm drinking a lot on top of this. Levi, it's Levi. Levi, how you doing? Levi, I want to introduce you to... Hold on. Levi, meet Levi. Levi, meet Levi. Levi. I'm Levi. Hi, Levi's. I love it. My best friend, one of my best friends, is also named Levi. I went during the trip. I stopped at his place on the way there, at least, and said hi to him. We couldn't. We like on the way back. We weren't able to swing back though. Before this, you've only met one other Levi. Oh damn! Everyone from Australia is named Bruce. Feels old. Made a lot of Lord of the Rings reference, and the young people at work didn't get. Oh no! Got to introduce people into the Lord of the Rings series. Tobias is catching up on One Piece. Wants me to watch, but I'm like, get to episode like 600-ish, and then I'll consider it. I don't know, but at this rate, we'll have a full wardrobe of jeans. We'll go be able to take on the Strausses of the world. Thanks for subscribing. Oh, I'm not gonna like having to change that bot over. I'm really not. I wonder how long the bot will work. I've got everything else. I don't really use Stream Elements quite as much as like some other streamers did. I used it for its bot pretty much only. Well, thank you for everyone that subscribed. And to anyone who might have donated while I was cooking as well, thank you for that. Killer got fed, so he's not going to pop up here until later tonight. And he's been getting an extra can of food every night because that little bastard needs to take medicine, and he's been trying to avoid it. Which member of the Villain Sport crew is graduating this Wednesday? I don't know. Possibly. And the only one I know that would be Chris's kiddo. I don't have permission to talk about Chris's kiddo, and I won't. If he doesn't talk about my kiddo, I will not do the same for his. And Chris is currently driving to Atlanta to go watch a screening. I think it's this one. I think to go watch a screening of a scary movie. The original. Like an influencer meetup thing. Oh, nice. That's not great. I've almost done it. I'm going to have to let my stomach settle for like hours. I'm not going to eat anything else. Probably until like 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10. Sorry, not distracted. I got a beat stuck in my head that I can't think of the song though. What is that? What is that song? It's gonna drive me nuts now. One o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock. That might be it. That might be it. You have the same song stuck in your head that I did. UK graduations don't happen until June, July. Can we talk about how middle school and high school kids are taking the analog clock out of schools, but because they can't read them? What? It's not happening here in Utah. Power, money, desire. All these things combined make a shitty person. I'm sorry. I think it's rock around the clock. Yeah, I think you're right, Russ. I can't play the song. Give me a second. Yep, that's the song. You guys can tell my taste in music. I gotta listen to it now. All right, hold on. Schools taking out analog clock because kids can't read them. Some of them are in exam rooms. They're accustomed to checking time on digital phones, and they struggle to quickly read a traditional clock faces, which causes them unnecessary stress during time test. So there's specific that in exam rooms they're removing them. It is weird, but that was like back in 2018, and apparently it's just resurfacing in 2026. That happened in 2018, guys. That happened years ago. You shall be struck down by the copyright gods. Left a note in cursive for a friend's daughter. She asked what language it was. My kiddos, both of them, can read cursive. Tobias can't write it, but he can read it. He struggles with it, but he can read it. Both kids can read multiple different clock faces. It kind of helps that I have clocks in my house that are both digital and analog. You're a walking Google search engine. Fuck yeah. All right, guys, I've finished eating. I'm going to put this in the sink. I want to finish this before we go. So we've got some time to sit and chat. I most definitely ate too much food. I can feel it, but I'll be okay. Like I said, I'm not going to eat anything else for quite some time. And it's just moving too quickly at the moment. Cause things kind of like, ooh. So we're going to sip and chat. We're going to talk the tea. You can't read cursive, but you can write in it. Learning to read normal text was hard enough. Levi is expanding Builder's Bum. Fuck you. We could basically cripple this generation through, or at least I feel like you mean this as a joke, but the way it comes off isn't that. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to have a conversation with everyone. This is kind of a lesson I took from Mr. Rogers too. It's not a treat everyone that you want to treat. You treat people better than you treat yourself, right? That kind of stuck with me. And when I hear people talk bad about their generation, it's one thing to joke about it. Like, it's whatever if it's a joke, you know? It's another to talk like that. And instead of having that mindset, be like, turn it around and be like, we need to teach these kids how to read these things. We can't let these things go obscure. Here's the thing, though. Can you read Greek lettering? Can you read Greek lettering? Because at a certain point, Greek lettering was the standard in schools. And then it changed. No. Knowledge is power. I'm not having another one. I can read Roman numerals up to a certain point. But that's not even taught in schools no more. Beyond like when you learn how to read a clock, right? You don't learn how to forge a knife. They used to teach you how to forge horseshoe nails. Everyone that went to school, all the boys at least, all the boys learned how to make horseshoe nails. They didn't need to learn everything, but they needed to learn that. And then they learned some carpentry, and they learned this, they learned that. That's not what we learn now, right? So cursive was never necessary. Reading an analog clock when everything is digital is no longer necessary. I'm kind of joking, but at the same time, it kind of scares you as a mom raising two. Then teach them. And I don't mean just teach them. Steven making me self-conscious over here. Teach them. Get a clock. Keep it running in the house. I had this set perfectly, and I had to move it, and now it's gonna be either gonna be a few seconds fast or a few seconds slow now. One of the two. And that's not the only analog clock I have in the house. It's just the nearest one. My kids are gonna know how to solder before they leave this house. They have the basic troubleshootings that you learn in computers, but it's applied to daily life. Well, something broke. Okay, something broke. What exactly on it broke? Well, this broke. Okay. Do you know the reason why? No. Well, let's rewind and start breaking it down and ask questions about why we think it might have broken. Does this part of it function? When it plugs in, does it power on? It does. Okay. When you click the button, do you hear a sound? You do, but nothing's coming up on the screen. All right. You checked all the cords? You did? Okay. So if you checked all the cords, the power's on. Have we done power cycle? You haven't? Do a power cycle. Did that fix it? It did? Great. Now let's apply that to any other problem in life. And you can literally troubleshoot everything in life. You could scrape your fucking knee. You scraped your knee? Shit, you good? Yeah, but it hurts. Do you know why it hurts? Well, I tripped. What'd you trip on? I don't know. Well, let's look around and see what you tripped on. Is your shoelaces tied? Yeah, my shoelaces are tied. I think I tripped on that rock there. Well, why do you trip on that rock? I don't know. What were you doing? I was running. You were running. Why were you running? I was playing. You were playing. You were running. You tripped over the rock. I don't think you want to do that again, so we don't need to reset that, right? No. Right. All right. Can you walk? Yeah. You'd be surprised how quickly they forget that they were in pain. Yep, you did. There's a thing that I found out that engineers, people in tech, stuff like that, raise their kids to be like that so differently than how the average person raises them. Ooh. Analytical troubleshooting. Mm-hmm. Problem is, I just fall and get it there yourself, Levi. I'm looking at my cats over yonder that are off doing their own thing. But I'm not saying you do that every single time. But teach, if you're scared of something going poof, and you feel that it's a valuable skill or valuable enough to at least keep alive in some fashion, then teach your kids that. Because I'll tell you right now, there's people who get paid to write people's name in cursive. That didn't used to that was always a job, but like now it pays so much more. They're like people's entire job is literally just to write somebody's name in perfect cursive. Not because a computer can do it, but because they can write it and change it and make it unique 100% of the time. Yeah, Markin. If calligraphy is still a job. If your cursive is fucking immaculate, you can make it a job. There's a couple people online who have made that in their entire brand where they'll go live and they'll just write somebody's name out. There's one guy that does it in salt. He just takes a blade and makes it in salt. Makes it fancy letters. There's another guy who takes a calligraphy pen and writes the name out for people that donate to the channel and stuff like that. So if you can do it and it's good, you can make that a job. Now it does take building up your brand. You have to build up a brand. You have to be like, hey, I did this, I've done this, I've done this. Social media helps out tremendously. Record yourself doing it. People will gravitate to that, especially if you just have no talking and just background music and you just do it really smoothly and really beautifully. I can't write. I don't know if you guys heard that. Well, it's not too bad now because I took the medicine, but still. Your hands don't work. Yeah, mine don't either. Typing's still a job. You can still do typing of all kinds. People think that like AI took that job. It didn't. It did not. A good portion of the jobs were eaten up by AI, but data entry is still a thing. And you'll get sent fax letters and you'll still be made to enter it because what happens is currently when AI does it, it can miss entire pages apparently because it doesn't view them as important and they cannot figure out. They have not to this day figured out a way to not get the machines to do that. There's some specialists who use something in as the Middle Ages where they used on eggs as parchment and paper for yeah. There's all kinds of things you guys can do. If you think that it's not a job, I guarantee you it is. Somebody somewhere made that the skill that they wanted to exceed in and just exceeded thoroughly in it. By the way, forgot to mention that we are FlashForge Creator 5 is who we're working with. If we can sell even one of those, which is like a $700-800 printer, so I'd be surprised if we do. If we can sell even one of those, I'd be happy. Honestly, even if we don't, as long as they send me the printer, I'm going to be happy because that's bye-bye Bamboo Labs A1 and your color changer that you keep busting on me. I'll fix it and then sell it because I have only one part left, so I've just kind of avoided doing it because like part of me is like the moment I fix it, I'm going to want to print with it, and I don't want to do that. I put all my printers on pause. Now, if I get that printer and I start everything back up again, I'm going to want to print more. And because of the 4-color change, and I'd only be using 4 colors anyways, it doesn't have poop. It doesn't do printer poop. For those that don't know, a lot of the lower end printers, even Bamboo Labs, their first generation of printers, now that they're cheaper, did what's called purging every time it did a color change. Well, this one has 4 different nozzles. That also means 4 different. I looked at that as like an engineering / like IT guy. I looked at that and was like, that is 4 different things to go wrong. I have no intention of spending my own money on it. I would not spend my own money on it because in my brain, I go, that's 4 additional things I might have to fix down the road. And it's not worth my time to really do that. And Bamboo Labs has a version that I'm like, that's extra parts that can go wrong, but also a lot easier to repair. But it's also a $3,000 printer versus an $800 printer. You can raise bunnies, but I struggle at doing so because they're full of people and they cost money. They do, yeah. I used to do wood burning to pass the time in Mexico, learned how to do calligraphy doing that. Dude, you can make some bank if you know what you're doing on certain things. Hello. It's just a reminder of the appointment. Knowledge is power. Yeah, I do 3D printing. Cosmic Kitties is a website that my spouse has. That's a shop. By the way, hold on. I ordered them. I don't know if they've been shipped out yet. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I can take a look. Hold on. The a la carte mouse pads. I don't need you. Go away. The a la carte mouse pads, where you see his booty, is the mouse pad. I gotta show it to you in a minute. Why are you making me do a code to log in? I fucking hate that. Anyone else hate it when they do like a code? Okay. Yeah. Let me show you the proof. Look at the proof. Hold on. I've already confirmed it. I don't need to worry about it. I've already confirmed it. Look at that. Look at it. Look at the a la carte booty. Look at it. It's gonna jiggle. No, the call was confirming a doctor's appointment for the kiddos. So it's on production right now. So they're currently being made. And because they were doing a deal where they plant trees for every like $100 or something, we barely, because it was 101, we planted a tree. Now I am going to be equaling out because only 5 of them. Apparently it's 2 minutes fast. Gotta take care of that. It's 2 minutes fast. I gotta slow that down. But get it? But 5 of them will be for sale. They'll be sell for $20. I'm not gonna increase the price. I should realistically increase to like 25. If you guys are okay with it being at 25, I can make the first batch a little bit more expensive and I can include some freebies. I might honestly do that because the sale price of $20 is barely making it meet, and then I'd be buying 7 more. Whereas if I do $25, I'm making a proper profit, period. But that's because I ordered 7 and 2 of them are being kept. One, my spouse made the executive decision that they wanted one, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's understandable. and the other one's for me to show off and promote. And the way that's going to work is like, once the orders are processed, then I can order more and then back and forth until I have enough in stock that I can just like have a bunch in stock. It would be nice, but I think shipping to the UK would be too much of a pain in the ass. It would, if you're okay with the price. So I want to make sure this is clear. I want to make sure this part's clear. I have to do custom orders if it's outside of the US for Cosmic Kitties. I've done it. It's a pain in the ass. You are right. However, I have shipped to Canada. I have shipped to the UK. I can do that. But you've got tariffs and you've got the extra shipping costs and everything else like that. Like, because I have to do it specific codes and stuff. And it's going to cost you more than if you were to just be like, hey, can I have somebody here print that and ship that? I also really enjoyed you and Chris's Doomslayer and messing up Crowley's Hell. I really like being able to get back into making content. It's been really nice. Are you pooping? Ugh. Tariffs are direct. They are. The tariffs are fucking a pain in the ass. Use that saying to motivate your kids. Oh, is it just pee? I thought you were pooping. Sweetie, you did it. You did it. You covered it up. You're too old to be standing there trying to cover that up for an hour. Go relax the bones. 17, almost 18-year-old black cat. Thankfully, like I said, no poop. All right. I don't have a lot left. We're almost done. This is so cool. I love this couple. Look at that. That's so cool. I looked into, like I said, I looked into making a 3D print of. No, must cover more. She's got a vet visit that we're not looking forward to because she's starting to go deaf, and the executive decision was made a long time ago to where, because she's already going blind, if she lost too many of her senses, we'd have to put her down because her quality of life would just skyrocket down, and she already has issues with her nose and stuff. So we're gonna take her in and have her looked at and see what we can do to improve the quality of life. But if it's at the point to where it's like it's just a matter of time, it's just gonna be one of those things where we'll let her live her life until the point to where she loses them, and then make that choice at that point. Because right now she's okay. And I don't want to bury another person or animal this year. I just kind of don't want to, unless it's not by choice. Alucard is the type of dude to cast Thunderclap as he runs away with those cheeks. I gotta share that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't neither one of us play 40K. Neither one of us know it. Corn, I guess, if that's you're asking about. Slanesh is fun. But that's mostly because I found out that his voice is a combination of two different voices, and I was able to recreate those, and so I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, see, I don't know. All right, everyone. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna call it a day. We've had some fun. We talked a little bit of politics. We basically had like an old school. This was nice. This was really, really nice. I want to do more of these. I'll probably be streaming on here more often, as well as my my personal Twitch, which I need to update all of its stuff. But now that I don't have to become affiliate to make money off of Twitch, it'll be worth going ahead and turning that on and streaming on that. And honestly, if we're still paying for this, I might just go ahead and add the accounts and start streaming that way. Why not? So I want to thank you guys for joining. I wish you all peace of mind, and abiding spirit and harmony among others. Remember, take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. And until the winds blow your sails our way again, you'll have an Acme day. And have an Acme day simply means that the best day you possibly can have. Bye now.